Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of wrestling inside the WWE world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be discussing the flaws that I'm starting to see in Triple H's creative booking. So don't get me wrong, the WWE is in a much better place than what it was 5-6 years ago. The end days of Vince McMahon booking the company, we were in the trenches. And now Triple H has escalated us to a new era in professional wrestling. It feels like it's very refreshing. But there are some flaws that are starting to crack in Triple H's booking. I'm going to discuss some booking decisions as of late that have not made sense for the WWE Universe, the fans at home watching, and probably some WWE employees that I'm about to mention in this bonus segment. So let's go off with fumbling storyline number one. Drew McIntyre being fumbled out of the entire Bloodline storyline. Now, the WWE have fumbled on this storyline because Drew McIntyre has been out for blood, trying to get his hands on the Bloodline, take them out one by one, since Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns' WWE Universal Championship match that took place at Clash at the Castle, where Drew McIntyre was this close away from taking the undisputed titles away from Roman Reigns and his homeland of the UK until Solo Sikoa made his main roster debut, caused the Drew McIntyre and helped his cousin Roman Reigns retain the undisputed WWE Universal titles. And ever since then, Drew McIntyre's wanted the Bloodline's hands on his hands out for revenge. And they had an ongoing story because for 3 months, Drew McIntyre was mentioning Roman Reigns and never went anywhere. And WWE was teasing this when Drew McIntyre was going to take out the Bloodline one by one. He defeated Sami Zayn at Saturday Night's main event in December. And they teased a promo between him and Paul Heyman a week or so before the Royal Rumble even began. So Drew McIntyre not throwing Roman Reigns over the top rope during the Royal Rumble, never referring to the Bloodline ever again, ever since the Royal Rumble. And the fact that he got shipped over to the Blue Brand of Friday Night SmackDown away from Roman Reigns signaled that the WWE just wanted us to forget about this Bloodline storyline. And I still feel like Drew McIntyre should be in that triple threat match for Mania because the bad blood he has with Roman, the bad blood that he has with CM Punk, and the bad blood that he has with Seth Rollins, he should be a part of that story. And it should honestly be a fatal four-way to close out WrestleMania Night 1 this year in Vegas instead of a triple threat match. So with all the intangibles, everything was there for Drew McIntyre. I thought the signs were pointing to us getting a match between him and Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. We never got it. And Drew McIntyre is in a feud with Damian Priest. Now, I've already said on record that does make sense because of the slow year build that they've had and all the moments that they had regarding the World Heavyweight Championship over on Monday Night Raw throughout the duration of the last 12 months. But the goal for Drew McIntyre has been chasing the Bloodline. He's been in a War Games match with the Bloodline. He has literally he's wrestled Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and even said he wants to take out the new Bloodline of Solo Sikoa. And he told Solo, your time will come one day. But it just feels like the WWE completely forgot about this. And if they pick this up after Mania season, are the fans still going to be invested because they just tossed this feud to the side? So I think the WWE definitely fumbled this feud, and disappointing for Drew McIntyre fans. Next one, this one was definitely, I don't know what the hell is going on. Roxanne Perez. WWE, what are we doing? The women's division can literally continue to thrive with a up-and-coming prospect from NXT and Roxanne Perez. I mean, Roxanne Perez is one of the best women that women's division has to offer, NXT being the best women's division throughout wrestling, in my opinion, right now. They're hot as a forest fire, but Roxanne Perez has done everything there is to do in NXT. She's a former two-time NXT Women's Champion, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Has had some great matches with Lyra Valkyria and several others on that NXT brand. But it's time for Roxanne Perez has graduated from NXT. She just competed in the Royal Rumble, had a great outing, and showed why she is ready for the main roster. She had an ongoing feud with Bayley going on that was going over from Raw and NXT. I don't know what happened to that feud. And Roxanne Perez was in the Elimination Chamber match. And now she got sent back down to NXT. Raw or SmackDown act like they can't benefit using a young rising star in Roxanne Perez. that would have a lot to offer on either the red or blue brand. And now Roxanne Perez finds herself wrestling on the NXT pre-show for Stand and Deliver. What are we doing here? How is she not on a Stand and Deliver main card? How is she not in the mix on the main rosters? And I think WWE had a good story to have a triple threat Intercontinental Championship match between Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, and Roxanne Perez for WrestleMania. That would have been great for elevating the mid-card title in the women's divisions. And it would have been great to see basically the new faces of the women's division, Lyra Valkyria and Roxanne Perez, in the mix with one of the four horsewomen in Bayley. So I feel like WWE definitely is fumbling Roxanne Perez right now. They don't know what to do with her. And it's sad to see a prodigy like herself wasted right now in the WWE and with the stacked women's division on all three brands. Next one is going to be a rant about the tag team division. How is the Raw tag team division getting a Mania match over the SmackDown tag team division? Now, don't get me wrong. I thought it was cool last year the way how WWE split up the tag team titles in a ladder match where one team had to retrieve the Raw tag team titles, the other receiving the SmackDown tag team titles, and that's how the match ended, with having separate winners and separate titles going to different brands. But I don't know. I felt like that should have improved the tag team scene, but it still seems like we're stuck in limbo here of the tag team wrestling not being fully prioritized to the maximum that it should be right now in tag team wrestling in the WWE. But you look at the fact that Raw is getting a tag team title match at Mania over the blue brand of SmackDown. Look, what has the Raw tag team division done? I mean, since The Miz and R-Truth won the titles at WrestleMania 40 last year, they had a lackluster run with the titles. Then Finn Balor and JD McDonough held the titles for over 100 plus days with only one title defense. And now the Viking Raiders hold those titles, and they really haven't done anything. Compare that to the blue brand of Friday Night SmackDown, what tag teams like the Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, the Bloodline 2.0, they have carried the SmackDown tag team division, at least made some type of effort into it. Not forgetting about Angel and Roberto, not forgetting about Pretty Deadly as well. The tag team division on SmackDown should have got a Mania match over the Raw division that has been lackluster, and the only exciting thing has been the New Day heel turn, which is going downhill now as we speak. So I would have booked a triple threat tag team ladder match between DIY, Street Profits, and the Motor City Machine Guns for all of those respective tag teams to be on the card for the work that they've done to make tag team wrestling relevant on the main roster. And instead, we're getting the Viking Raiders versus the New Day in a tag team match that really had zero build to it. And a match we just saw on Raw, that's not a Mania match. So, disappointing with the tag team scene. And last but not least, the WWE fumbling Alexa Bliss's return. WWE, what are we doing here? Because Alexa Bliss, I guess they forgot about that huge pop that she received towards the end of the Women's Royal Rumble match. When her music hit, she had the loudest pop throughout the entire night in that indie crowd for the Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss was missing MIA from the WWE. I mean, she had a kid, but she was still MIA from the WWE from 2023 to 2025. One of the best women that the women's division has seen in recent memory return, and you do nothing with it. I mean, Alexa Bliss has hardly done anything since returning at the Royal Rumble. I think she's competed a couple times on Friday Night SmackDown, and of course she was in Elimination Chamber a month or so ago, but after that, there's been nothing for her, and I haven't seen her since the Elimination Chamber on television. And the fact that this Alexa Bliss is a woman that is great on the microphone, great in the ring, a great storyteller, and you have nothing to do for her for Mania season, with even on the red brand of Raw or on the blue brand of SmackDown, she could feud with any of these talented women that are on both brands, and you have nothing for her. You just basically iced her return, and you should have had her sitting on the shelf, never return at the Royal Rumble, honestly, if you were just going to have her return to be a part of the Wyatt Six, and the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, is dealing with an injury. I don't understand the point of having one of your most talented and overstars return at the Royal Rumble on the road to WrestleMania, but then do nothing with them until a faction returns. And we don't know when the Wyatt Six is coming back. Maybe a little after Mania as they start to build some new stories. But damn, the WWE is just fumbling a lot of creative ideas right now. And I just feel like I had to go on a rant here about what they've done and Triple H fumbling some big storylines or potential maximum that you could have got out of things for this road to WrestleMania. But those are all my thoughts I have today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. There's your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on the next week's episode.